Yesterday there was a hearing where Hunter Biden was supposed to plead guilty under a plea bargain agreement to two counts of, I guess, tax fraud, where he didn't pay taxes on income of $1 million and $1.5 million in 2 different years. And roped into that was a weapons possession charge. And he was supposed to plead guilty to that, and there was some pretty minor payment of the taxes, penalties, and then some I think pretty minor other penalties. So Hunter goes in there with his lawyers, and Judge Mary Ellen Noreika, who was appointed by Donald Trump in 2017, I think, and supported by Senate Democrats, so it wasn't a hugely partisan appointment. Anyway, and by the way, the attorney, the prosecutor who's prosecuting is also a Trump appointee. So you've got a lot of Trump appointees here. That's what happens when you have a presidency. Anyway, the judge starts questioning Hunter about the plea deal, and he expresses the willingness to plead guilty under the plea deal. And then she starts questioning the lawyers about the nature of the deal. And soon it becomes evident that there's some disagreement between the lawyers about what the deal actually includes. Whereas the defense thinks that the deal covers everything, that is, that the prosecution is committed to not prosecuting Hunter Biden on any other charges. The prosecution is going, well, no, we're still investigating certain aspects of Hunter Biden's activities. In particular, we are investigating what's called illegal foreign lobbying on behalf a violation of the Foreign Agents Registration Act, and we're still prosecuting that, and that's not off the table. It's not part of the plea deal. Anyway, they don't agree. So at that point, I think they all go out, and the lawyers all renegotiate, and they come back and say, okay, we agree that yes, the plea deal holds for these charges, but doesn't include the potential foreign lobbying charges. All right, so then the judge continues the question, and she says, look, this drug deal, this gun deal, as part of this other this tax issue, that doesn't seem completely right. It doesn't seem completely constitutional. And I'm not a lawyer, so I have no opinion about whether that's right or wrong. Anyway, she says, this is complicated, and you expect me to just sign off on this plea deal? No, I mean, I need to really think about this. I need to evaluate this. I need to really examine this. This is not straightforward or simple. And she says, I can't accept this plea deal today. I have to go and figure out what's going on. So what actually happened is Biden pleaded not guilty for now, and the judge has asked both parties to file additional legal briefs defending the constitutionality of the plea deal, defending the different provisions, explaining how they understand the deal so that everybody is on the same page. They have 30 days to file these briefs. At that point, the judge is going to evaluate, think about it, and then I assume issue a written ruling about whether she accepts that the plea deal is legit or not. So all this is now completely thrown out into the land of confusion. Nobody knows exactly what's going on. Nobody knows what the outcome. I think the Bidens were hoping this would put this behind them. This has done exact opposite. This has given Republicans more time to go dig more dirt on the Bidens, or at least if they can't dig the dirt, keep talking about it and keep talking about digging dirt and keep talking about their speculation about what's really going on. As you know, the Republicans are claiming that there were big payments made both by Ukrainian authorities and by Chinese authorities to both Hunter and to Joe Biden. They have no proof of this. The recordings that supposedly prove this have disappeared. Nobody can find them. So it gives Republicans more time to keep on it and to keep Hunter Biden's name in the news. The Biden family cannot be happy with this at all. It looks like Republicans will keep this, there are urgent things that this government needs to do, entitlement reform, cut spending, maybe reform the way our defense budget is done, and make sure that the U.S. Is ready for a conflict with China if it comes. Deregulate, get the government out of our lives, get us on a proper path for economic growth and prosperity in the future. But God forbid Republicans focus any time on any of those things. The agenda now is to go after the Bidens with hope of scoring political points. So be it. I mean, this is what's going to happen. I've told you from the beginning, would I be shocked if the Bidens were getting massive payments? No. Would I be shocked if Hunter Biden got into business deals, boards of directors, other deals, because he's the son of Joe Biden? Absolutely not. Hunter Biden strikes me as an incompetent moron who knows nothing, a drug addict, a womanizer, not exactly a person you want to put on your board of directors, unless you want access to the former vice president or the current vice president, a former vice president, current president of the United States. But that's the way politics is done in a mixed economy. The only way to get rid of that, the only way to get rid of those kind of transactions is to get rid of the mixed economy, is to move us towards capitalism, get government out of the business of business. We're not anywhere close to actually doing that. So this is where we are. Whether this scores political point or not, it doesn't matter. Republicans going to push this. They don't actually want to deal with the actual problems that this country faces. They don't actually want to deal, and they certainly don't have solutions for the actual problems that this country faces, including the cronyism, including the corruption. They don't actually want to deal with the root cause of the corruption and the cronyism. So they will continue to do these kind of things and go after them. I wonder if they go after their own children who leverage their political parents, the connections to their political parents. And should people suffer for this corruption? Absolutely, they should. But if you really took this seriously, if there's a real anti-corruption campaign in the United States, then it's likely that the Bidens and at least Jared Kushner and the former Treasury Secretary, I forget his name now. He used to be a Goldman Sachs guy. Anyway, the guy who was Treasury Secretary under Trump, and the Pelosi's and pretty much everybody in our political class today. If that was the standard, think about all the congressmen and senators who have benefited from the fact over decades now that they are not prosecuted for insider trading and they can make money off of the laws that they pass and the impact that they have on stocks. I mean, the amount of corruption is just unbelievable. And if you really were serious about it, then you'd be serious about it. This is not serious. This is just a political charade. It's a political charade to beat up on your political rivals.